Live, Tulsa's 24-hour news source continues. This is Channel 2 News, the 6 o'clock report.
Marine reservists in Broken Arrow say goodbye to families as they head for service in Operation Desert Shield.
Police warn people to be careful using automatic teller machines. Folks are being robbed.
And work on the Creek Turnpike leaves some wildlife high and dry and some area residents upset. Good evening, I'm Jerry Weber.
And I'm Karen Keith. South Tulsa residents say farewell to a pond and the wildlife that lives there.
The Heatheridge Pond is being lost to make way for the Creek Turnpike, and Channel 2's Michael Bedell has been at the pond this afternoon. Michael, kind of tell us what it looks like out there.
Jerry, right now there's a lot of shallow water, a few stray ducks where the pond used to be. A slice of the bank was taken out to drain the pond, and that's upsetting people with homes nearby. The Heatheridge Pond is about to become a memory. Water's been draining out of it since yesterday afternoon. Sometime this evening or early tomorrow, the pond will be nothing more than a patch of mud. Already, neighbors here are mourning its loss and the way it enhanced life around their homes.
With the ducks and the fish in the pond and the beavers around the pond and people just walking and enjoying themselves, neighbors, and feeding the ducks and the wildlife and the beauty that God gave us, around us.
Neighbors here thought steps would be taken to save the pond's fish, but apparently it's common policy to sacrifice them. An official with the Fish and Wildlife Service says moving them could spread disease and take too much time. As the water level drops, it gets easier to see ripples on the surface, a sign of a fish or turtle down below. Neighbors say some adults have come to the pond and cried over its loss. They don't look forward to explaining what's happening to young kids who used to come here.
It's hard to explain to a little one, what's going to happen to all the wildlife, because they've lived here and they fed them and, enjoyed them. And it's just hard to tell a little one that, they won't be here anymore.
Now, people near the pond have been fighting against the Creek Turnpike for years, and you kind of get the feeling this is a day they thought would never come. But now that the barriers to the road's construction have been removed by the appropriate government agencies, this may be a day that's repeated often. And Karen, Jerry, some of the people in South Tulsa say they haven't given up their fight against the turnpike just yet.
Michael, at 5 o'clock, you talked about the dead fish and whose responsibility they will become. Would you get into that again, please?
Well, they're worried that this is a health hazard and that removing the fish is the responsibility now of the Turnpike Authority. An official there says the construction company that's draining the pond will come in afterwards, collect the fish, then they'll be burned in the same area where uprooted trees are taken to. They don't want any nuisances like flies or a bad smell in that area.
Right.
Are the people against the turnpike planning to do anything more?
They sure do. Last night, the group Tulsans Against Turnpikes met, and they decided unanimously that they'll continue to pursue their opposition in court. They feel the Turnpike Authority may not have looked hard enough for an alternative route that would have had a smaller impact on the environment.
Well, it's gone back and forth for quite a while.
Indeed.
Thank you, Michael.
Well, an Oklahoma State Senator could face drunk driving charges in Tulsa County. Traffic court officials say McAllister Democrat Gene Stipe was arrested and cited for drunk driving late last night. Police say his blood